Really good? A little bit good? Or very good? Very good, right? Well, like your Sierra Remnant said, this is the last week of November. So pretty soon we're going to have December, and pretty soon we're going to have New Year. We are getting old, right? All right. How many? I think how many weeks we've been, missing? It's about 2 weeks, right? The last time we met, what was the subject that we studied? You still remember? What was the last time we talked about? It's based on your what? Your standing, your position. So that we use Acts chapter 22, right? And do you still remember those two questions? Yeah. Who are you and what should I do? Yeah, very good. I'm glad you still remember that. And those are very important questions, right? And now you know who Jesus is, and now you have to ask, what should I do? So those are like two questions. So tonight, I would like to continue, upon that thought. And you remember that when we did, Psalm 1:1, Psalm chapter 1, right? Do you guys remember Psalm 1? Psalm chapter 1 is? It's about what? It's about the tree planted by water. What about that? What about that tree? Yeah, when the season comes, it bears fruits, right? It produces its fruits. So now today, generally we're going to, this is the subject that we studied before, but we didn't finish it. James, how many of you still remember James chapter 1, verse 17? Okay, Novell, could you put that verse on the screen? James chapter 1, verse 17.
Coach at Texas,
Before she do that, can you okay, so it's come here now. All right, so let's read it together. Every good gift and come down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. So now we're going to compare 3 verses tonight, and I would like you to remember those 3 things. All right, those 3 verses. So number 1 is James chapter 1, verse 17. According to this verse, how do you understand, or what can you conclude? I mean, what can you, get out of this verse? If you tell me, in one sentence, what is this verse all about? All right, the good gift, and that is from God, which is good, right? I think that might be my conclusion, right? Every good gift is from God, and all of those are which are good, right? So when you read this verse, is that talking to, Christians or non-Christians? Is this verse for believers or non-believers? Can you tell? Right? It could be for Christians or it could be for non-believers as well, right? We cannot tell, right? This is kind of like a general statement. So, but we know that God don't give bad gift, right? He give good gifts. So this is what we studied last time. So then where could be that bad gift will come from? See, our decision. Very good, our decision. James is talking about that. Our sinful desire, our, indulgence, stuff like that. So let's put another verse over there. That verse we know that, we know as well. Matthew chapter 5:45. Matthew 5:45. Can you guess? What is that? All right, here now. Okay, let's read it together. That you may be sons of your Father. Very good. Wow, you guys can read. All right. So what can you tell from this verse? Please, don't look at my face. Look at the verse. What can you, conclude, or what can you tell? The same, right? It's like James chapter 1, verse 17, right? In this verse, God is kind of like telling, hey, I make sunrise on good or evil person or people. And also I send rain upon those good or evil. So that's me. God is very gracious toward everybody. Right? So is that a good God that we're serving? Right? But according to Acts chapter 22, last time, if you personally, come to know that God, who are you, Lord? Then the next question you ask is what? What should I do? Because our God is so gracious. Not only to us, to everyone, right? So now, this is a good crowd here. Can you tell yourself, I'm a children of God? Can you boldly tell, I belong to Jesus Christ? Can you claim that? Yes or no? So weak. If Jesus had that, oh my goodness, look at my children. They cannot even tell yes. Can you claim that got to that position? What is the impression that person gave so that, his or her pictures on that wall? What did she or he do? Number one, that person might abide by all the rules of Sam's Club, right? Is that right? Right? So she or he might generally know all the rules, of what? The company. And not only by knowing that, he's doing what? Follow and working really hard, right? So let's put that in your mind. And now you said you are the children of God, right? And also we know that according to James chapter 1, verse 17, God is very good to everyone, right? And also Matthew chapter 5, we know that God is good to, bad or evil, people. He has graciously given good gift. So, if we are the children of God, God will take care of us what? More, right? He will love us more. But even, like all of his children, according to the Bible, he would like to give a special gift, right? To his sons and his daughters, right? So what should that, children of God should do? Listen to him. Do what? Be a good son. What else? Know the rules. So let me ask you this question. Will you be that person? Will you get that special gift? Right now. According to your position, according to your, acting, the whole week, will God give you a special, a bonus reward? Will you be that person? See, that's the problem, right? Nobody said, yeah, yes. Nobody raised their hand. Why? If I tell you like, I'm going to give, an iPad. Who would like to have that? Then, I see the hand already. I'm not even finished my sentence yet. Your hand is what? So, God will give you more than iPad, right? He'll give you better than that. But the thing is, will you get that? So let's read another verse upon that thought. Psalm 31, verse 19. Psalm chapter 31, verse 19. And read it carefully. This is very special. All right? This is very special. And you and I need to, be prepared and, get this, reward. So let's read it together. Wow. So let's, study this, verse. What 2 points. What are those? What did you see? How great is your goodness? God is going to give you like a special gift. His goodness to those who are. Number one is who? Fear God, right? Which you have laid out for those who fear you. Not everyone will get it, but this special kind of goodness, only that person is the one that fear God. All right? So, do you fear God? So if you fear God, you will get what? Yeah. Goodness of God. He's only laid up for those who fear him. And what is the second one? And he prepared for what? Those who trust in him. So the next question is, do you trust in God? Do you fear God? Do you trust in God? Those two things always, related to each other. If you fear, you trust. If you trust, you fear. Right? So I don't think many of us fear God, that we're supposed to be. Right? We don't fear God that much. So can you tell me, what is the beginning of fear is the beginning of what? The fear of God is the beginning of what? The wisdom, knowledge, right? So if we, according to, that verse, we also know that, you'll be wise. That is the beginning of the wisdom, the fear of the Lord. So, in order to fear God, in order to fear someone, what will make that person, fear that, that another person? Okay? In order for you to fear me, at least you have to know something about what? Me, right? Is that right? Right. And many of you here, including me, we don't fear God that much. Why? We don't see Him. Yeah, that's one thing, right? I might tell you I might call you, and from phone and do this, do that, and I might tell my kids, right? By telling you from the phone, they might tell me what? Yes, yes. But when I go home, they'll do what? Nothing. But if I stand right there and tell them to do this, do that, will they do it? Yeah. Why? Because I'm right there. So today we say we fear God, but only from your mom, not from this one. That is because we don't see Him. Not only that, let's keep thinking. We don't fear Him because what? We don't know that much about Him. Why don't we know that much about God? Because we don't really read the Word of God about Him. You see that? And then you say, I fear God. No, you're lying. I'm lying. Because we don't, know Him like David know that God. You see, David feared God, right? And why he feared God? He is what? Always talking to Him, always would like to know about Him. Right? That's why David said, oh, I fear you, Lord. You are my shelter. Oh, I would like to, you are my rock. We just make the song out of that, but it's nothing in our heart. And do we trust Him? Do we trust God? You might say yes, but if we don't see that person, we don't know much about that God, how can you trust Him? Right? That's very true. So then if we don't have those two qualities, we don't get what? The gifts. A special, goodness that lay for us. So not many of you will get it. In the Bible, how many crowns are there? 5 crowns, right? See, it looks like easy to get those 5 crowns, but when you really study those Bible, verses, to get one is what? Really, really hard. So now, let me tell you something about, we've been studying in Sunday afternoon, right? We have some Sunday afternoon Bible study, and we are studying on what book of the Bible? Every Sunday, 2 to 3, we do Bible study here. I believe I taught you in English as well. what was, which book was we studying? Which book is we studying? Joshua is there, yes. Very good. Deuteronomy and Joshua, we are in that book, right? And in that, I gave you example, last week, I believe. Some of you here, how many of you are high school students? Raise your hand. Okay, let me ask you one question. In order to pass your high school, how many subjects you have to study? Come on. Huh? Is it 5? 4? 5 is the minimum in order to pass. 4? What is this? I don't even get it. Someone said 5, somebody says 4. Is that according to your school? You make credits. So how many credits? 22. So if you get 20 credits, you won't pass. So you won't graduate. That means you won't pass. So in order to graduate, you need what? 22 credits. Who made that rule? Can you change it? No, I need only 20. 2 is extra. 22 is too much. Can you say that? And who made that rules? The state. Right? So you like it or not, you have to what? You have to abide it. And try to finish that what? 22 credits, right? So it is a kind of, do it whatever, do it as you like, or you must do it. You must, right? Do you like it? Do you like that rules? Okay, good student like it, but some, don't want to, what is that crazy stuff, 22 credits. And if I tell you those group this side and those group this side, you have to get those 22 credits, before the end of this year. So the December is the last month for you to finish those 22 credits, Bible credits. Otherwise, you cannot pass 2017. Or you cannot come to this church. If I do that, I have to do it. Yeah, she agreed with me. If I do that, what would you say? No, thank you. Right? You might say, okay, bye-bye. Right? See you next time. Right? Why cannot I do it here? Why is the difference? The state made the rules, and the church made the rules, and the church rule is not count, the state rule is count. Why? How can I make it happen? All right? So that is tough, right? That is really tough. Yeah. So, but in a Bible college, Bible college is good things, right? But not many of you will go to what? Bible college, right? If you compare, right? Oh, this is business major, and this is Bible major. Many of you will choose what? Business major. See, for me, why did I study Bible? Because of computer. You know that story. See, when I was in Bible college, and the college that I was in, they said there is another degree. I can get it. That is a computer degree. And I'll get a scholarship for that. So I study Bible to get my computer degree. That wasn't good, right? All right. So now, do you see that point? I cannot force you to study, or abide in the book of the law. But that was possible. That rules were possible at some time, way back then. When was that? Everybody has to abide by those Bible commandments. And if they don't abide, they'll stone them and they'll kill them. When was that? What? In the time of what? Moses. Right? Moses brought these rules, and about 6 million Jews, 2 million, more than 2 million Jews were there. And Moses said, he brought all these commandments that, hey, this is this. You cannot, a good one is this. The parents are teaching their daughter or son, and that son cannot be, that son is not teachable. Always rebel against the parents. And finally, the parents brought their child to the elders, right? And tell that elders what? This child of mine is not teachable. So that's why I brought that child, at this gate. Then they'll do what? They will stone that child to death. Can you do that today? Yeah. That rule, if you would like to apply that rules, you will get a big problem today. Right? But long time ago, those rules were what? There. And let's say adultery. You met someone else's wife or husband. And those two people has to brought up, and all the congregation will stone those two to death, right? Can we do that today? No. I cannot even tell you to stay 5 minutes still here. I would like to, go to the bedroom. I would like to drink water. So everybody just moving, right? And if I do this by force, you say, I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that church again. See, I cannot do it. But here, this is my daughter. And I said, could you go and get me a cup of water? And you might tell me, no, I can't. And then I said, hey. Then she has to do what? She get water for me. Why? Because I'm in control. And I might say, hey, go and get a water for me. Look at this, you said. I cannot let him do that. Why? Yeah. Just example, right? So this guy is not under my control. His parents can tell him, right, that, right? And I cannot tell you. I cannot tell either. But Zauja, I can tell. He's my son. And where is Esther? There, she is right there. So those three, I can tell. And I can force them to do something, right? But not all of you, I have to say what? A magic word, please, please, please. Right? Those three, I can omit that please to them. Let them do it. Do you see the point? So that's why in the Old Testament, even Moses was writing those commandments. That time was by force, and he was telling each individual family, you abide, you put that law into your heart, you follow you have to follow first. And then you make your children know. You teach your children, not other people, not the organization, not the Bible college. See, in the time of Moses said, you parents, dad and mom, you learn it first. Right? You abide that law and you keep into your heart, you follow that, and then you teach them to your kids. Why? Because they can do it by force in their household. Do you see the point? See, that's how it rolls. So that rule still applies today. Right? That rule still applies today. I can do that at my house, but I cannot do it in the church. I can only give you instruction, but I cannot force you to do it. See, that is, the basic stuff that we have to learn first. So if we know that, then we can, we ourselves will fear the Lord. We come to know much more about this God, and we can make our children known to that God. We can make our children fear that God. The best person, the best people to make you fear that God is what? Your dad and your mom. Not me. Not your Sunday school teacher. All right? Do you see the point? So this week, I'll stop here. Next time, we'll continue that. But do you remember those 3 verses? One is James chapter 1, 17, Matthew chapter 5, 45, Psalms chapter 31, verse 19. And please go back and read again. Compare it. And, learn from that. All right? May God bless you all. Thank you so much.